When it comes to cleaning out your closet, it can seem like such an impossible task. Mission impossible. But here's the deal. When it comes to cleaning out your closet, it doesn't have to be mission impossible. You can get rid of things a lot easier than you think you can. So today I want to talk to you about why it's so hard for so many of us to get rid of clothes, and my biggest and easiest method on how I declutter my closet. I'm Sosa from Whole House Wellness, ready to give you the skinny on how you can make your closet skinny. First, I want to talk to you about why it's so important to minimize the amount of clothes that you have in your closet. One reason that you really should declutter your closet is it helps you declutter your mind, because you're constantly thinking about all the things that you have and where they go and where they need to go, and when it comes time to putting them away where they're going to fit and making sure they get hung up right and so on and so forth. Alright, the second reason that you want to minimize your closet and the clutter that you have in it is time. Who doesn't want more time? And the reason being is the less clothes that you have to choose from when you're trying to get ready, the less you're going to be standing in front of your closet going, I have a closet full of nothing to wear. When you have a few key pieces in your closet mixed with some pieces that maybe you have for lounging and for fun, then you're more likely to be decisive faster about what you want to wear, what you feel comfortable in, what you feel good in. Now let's move on to why it's so hard for us to break up with some of our clothes. To be honest, there are a lot of reasons why it's hard to get rid of clothes, but the biggest reason, the biggest factor, comes from here. We get an emotional attachment to our clothes. Isn't that crazy? But this was the shirt I was wearing when I got my braces off. Listen, I know that it's really hard to break up with sentimental pieces of clothing, but it's something that we really need to take a step back and process that we're getting attached to a clothing item, and we're trying to associate that clothing item with some kind of memory, validating the fact that we need to keep it even if it's torn, ripped, doesn't fit, shrunk, or it just simply doesn't look good on us. So if something doesn't look good on you, don't keep it for its emotional value. Toss that sucker and keep the memories yourself. Another way that emotions play into our keeping of the clothes problem is we often feel like if somebody bought us something, then we have to keep it. Listen, I know that t-shirt from your mother-in-law was a nice gesture, but do you really need to keep it if you absolutely hate it? And the answer is no. We also get emotionally attached to clothing items that we've had for a really long time. So the longer we've had something, the more we feel like we need to keep it. I know I haven't worn you in like 7 years, but I just can't let you go. If you haven't worn it in a really long time, then it's probably an indicator that you should get rid of it. But again, we have that emotional attachment, and it's not always that easy to toss things that we want to keep or we think we want to keep. And here's the thing, there are all kinds of methods on Pinterest and blogs and videos like this one, and in books and magazines and by experts telling you all these ways that you can declutter. I'll tell you something else, none of them have worked for me. One of the most famous ones is to turn all of your hangers around. And if you haven't worn something within a certain period of time and that hanger is still facing the opposite way, then you should get rid of it because it means that you won't wear it again. I tried this once, and I don't know about you, but it didn't really change my attachment to my clothes. Oh, I no longer care about you because the hanger was turned the other way. And while for some people that method may have worked, and if you're one of them, teach me your ways. For others like me who do get emotionally attached to clothes for some strange reason, it just doesn't work. So how do we solve these emotional clothing clutter problems? Like I said, I'm going to give you my simple trick that I use for decluttering clothes and everything else in the house, to be quite honest with you. And the reason that I want to teach you this trick is because I know that for a lot of us, we don't necessarily know if we want to get rid of something. We might think that we want to get rid of it, but we're scared to, or we're not ready to just let it go yet. So here's what I do when I declutter something like my closet. Step 1. Go through everything by taking it all off the racks. I don't know about you, but for some reason, when I'm looking at clothes in my closet, I have a harder time getting rid of them versus when they're laying out on my bed. So take all those suckers out and start looking. If you have a piece of clothing item that you're not sure if you want to keep or if you want to donate, don't put it back in your closet. Leave it out. We have a place for that later. Look for clothing items that are ripped, torn, stretched, or stained. You want to get rid of those because you're not going to wear them anyways. Step number 2, when decluttering those clothes that you've pulled out of your closet, as you're going through each piece, ask yourself, would I buy this now? Now, this is a tip that you see often, and it is a tip that I actually like and use, because most of my clothes I say no. No, I would not buy this if I was at the store right now. I swear that department stores have special mirrors and lighting to make you think that you look amazing in something, and then you get home and you're like, this is hideous. So if you would not currently buy the item that you're looking at, then put it in that pile of things that you're either getting rid of or you're unsure if you're getting rid of. Tip number 3, do not ask your spouse for help. I recently asked Gerardo if I should keep this tank top because it has an awkwardly high neck. Not so high that it looks really cute, not so low that it doesn't look like a normal workout tank. I said I never wear it, and I'm thinking I should get rid of it. What do you think? And his response was, it's a nice color. Keep it. It's still here, folks. Get rid of it. Tip number 4 for cleaning out your closet. I know that a lot of us want to sell things to make money. And clothing is one of those things that we often want to sell, but clothing is not an investment, and that's something that you have to keep in mind. Unless it's a key piece like a Louis Vuitton bag or a Michael Kors pair of boots that you wore once, nobody wants to buy your $5 Old Navy tank top, and it's not worth it to turn around and try to sell it for $1. My personal golden rule when it comes to selling things is to give myself a week. If I don't sell it within a week, then it goes in the donation bin. Which leads me to my last tip. If you don't have the time or the emotional means to go through all of your clothes at one time, do it by sections. Having one section done is going to motivate you to want to do the rest of your clothes so that you can be on your way to a clutter-free closet. Now, Laura, you mentioned something about what to do with all the clothes in the I don't know if I want to get rid of pile. Now we're on to that. So you have this pile of clothes that you're not sure if you want to get rid of or keep. So what do you do with them? Here's what I do, and I promise you it works every time. You take all the clothes and you put them in a bag. And you take this bag and you put this somewhere other than your closet. The hall closet, the kids' room, the playroom, your car, the garage. I don't care where you put it, just don't put it in your bedroom closet, because then you're more likely to go through it and pull out pieces that you think you want to keep when you really don't, just because you're seeing them again on a daily basis. Now, the reason that this method works is because it forces us to forget about those clothing items and the ones that we really don't want to get rid of, that we really truly love and that we really want to keep. It gives us that reassurance that, hey, I did want to keep that item, so I'm gonna go get it because I've been wanting to wear it, but all the other ones I don't actually care about. It gives us the freedom to get rid of our clothes without actually getting rid of them immediately. I usually give myself a couple weeks. If I don't think about a specific clothing item that I pulled out of the closet over a period of 3 to 4 weeks, then I'm probably not going to think about it anymore. But if I put a hanger backwards in my closet and I'm still looking at that clothing item every day, I'm probably going to keep it a lot longer than I really need to. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This method works for toys, for books, for shoes, for kitchen items, for so many things. Put it somewhere away from the area that it normally lives and allow yourself time to even think if you need it or not. But if you leave that item where it lives, you're always going to think you need it because it's there. Did you know that it takes only 4 to 5 seconds for our brain to form an emotional attachment to an object? But I love Harry Potter! So again, I remind you, try to take the emotion as much out of decluttering a closet as you possibly can. I know it's hard, trust me, I get it. And I know that a lot of the methods on Pinterest and blogs and books and so on and so forth, they don't always work. So give yourself this leeway. Take these baby steps. And I promise you that you're going to see a huge difference in the way that you're able to declutter if you feel like you have a little bit more control over what you're getting rid of. As always, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video.